Welcome back to Polabyte, where we look for structural shifts before they become price narratives. And right now, most crypto investors are frustrated. XRP has been moving sideways. Momentum looks muted. Retail attention has drifted to memes, AI tokens, and the latest shiny object. And in sideways markets, people assume nothing important is happening. That assumption is often where opportunity hides, because while most people are staring at XRP's chart, the rules around how value moves in Canada may have just changed. And if you understand what those changes mean, there may be a much bigger story developing for XRP than price is showing. Because this isn't just about stablecoins, this is about infrastructure. And infrastructure tends to matter long before markets price it in. Over the past months, Canada has quietly moved toward a more formal framework around regulated digital dollars, including products like QCAD and other compliant Canadian stablecoin structures. Most people see that as niche policy news. I see something else. I see rails being built. And whenever new financial rails are built, bridge assets become relevant again. That is where XRP enters this story. Because XRP was never designed to compete with stablecoins. It was designed to connect liquidity between them. That distinction matters. A stablecoin stores value. A bridge asset moves value. And as regulated digital dollars grow, the importance of efficient settlement between those systems may increase, not decrease. That is what many people are missing. They think stablecoins threaten XRP. But in a properly structured ecosystem, they may increase the need for what XRP does. Let me show you why. For years, one of crypto's biggest institutional problems has been regulatory ambiguity, not just in the US, everywhere. Institutions do not like uncertainty. Capital does not like unclear rules. But when jurisdictions begin creating recognized lanes for compliant digital assets, suddenly infrastructure tokens tied to payments and settlement can be evaluated differently. This is where I think the word clarity matters. Not just legal clarity, capital clarity. Because money tends to flow where rules are understandable. And Canada may be moving earlier than many realize. Now imagine a system where a Canadian investor or institution on-ramps through a compliant stablecoin structure, moves liquidity through XRP Ledger rails, and settles efficiently into another regulated asset. That is not a speculative meme use case. That is financial plumbing. And plumbing often gets valued late. Now layer on what makes XRP technically interesting. Settlement in seconds. Transaction costs measured in fractions of a cent, and a ledger specifically built around cross-border value transfer. Whether one is bullish or skeptical on XRP long-term, those mechanics exist. And they matter more when regulation begins recognizing the rails around them. That's why I call this the XRP Clarity Strategy. Because the thesis is not XRP moon soon. The thesis is much deeper. It is that legal structure can become a tailwind for utility. And markets may be underestimating that. Now let's turn this into a practical framework. Step 1. If Canada is increasingly favoring regulated digital dollar channels, then on-ramping through compliant rails may matter more, not only from a risk perspective, but from an audit and tax perspective. And if you've watched my prior videos, you already know why minimizing red flags matters. Step 2. Understand the XRP ledger as movement infrastructure, not necessarily as a pure speculative bet. That framing changes how people evaluate it. Instead of asking, will XRP pump? Ask, does this network become more useful in a regulated stablecoin environment? That is a more sophisticated question. Step 3. Connect this to capital efficiency. Because if assets move cheaper and faster through interoperable rails, that can affect settlement economics. And institutions care about basis points. Retail often doesn't, but institutions do. And markets eventually tend to care about what institutions care about. Now, there is a risk people misunderstand this argument. This is not saying Canada approving stablecoins automatically makes XRP explode. That is lazy analysis. What I'm saying is, new regulated rails may strengthen the long-term relevance of bridge-style infrastructure. And that is a different claim, a more serious one. And in my view, more defensible. Now here is where this gets really interesting. If multiple jurisdictions move toward regulated domestic stablecoins, and interoperability becomes a bigger theme, then XRP may not just be competing against other tokens. It may be competing to become part of settlement architecture. That changes valuation conversations entirely, because infrastructure often trades on different narratives than speculation. And those narratives tend to emerge slowly, then all at once, which is often how big repricings begin. So while people complain XRP is doing nothing, the more interesting question may be whether the foundation for something bigger is quietly being built. That is the difference between watching price and watching structure, and structure usually matters first. If you found this valuable, subscribe to Polabyte, because while others chase volatility, we track the systems beneath it. And tell me below, do these new stablecoin rules strengthen XRP's role in Canada or make bridge assets less necessary over time? I'm very curious where you land, and I'll see you in the next one.